This here is The Incredibles on the Xbox and Game Boy Advance, two more games from my childhood, both of which were published by Thick, and games which I poured hours into. I was obsessed with them. In fact, I was also obsessed with the movie. I was 10 years old when it came out, and as a huge fan of Spider-Man, I hadn't seen a relatable superhero story told like this before. It captivated me. Do you remember Buddy? Yeah, that was me, but with a movie. And not a man shaped like a pizza slice. And when it comes to Incredibles games, let's start with the GBA version. I never actually owned this one until recently, because back in the day I borrowed it from my cousin multiple times and finished it over and over again while my sister had this Monsters Inc. game on GBA that I barely ever played. Was that any good? Please let me know in the comments, and I won't read them. The Incredibles on GBA is a 3D beat-em-up with 2D graphics that are pretty damn stylish, all things considered. But if you want to consider all things, you'll quickly notice how shallow, empty, repetitive, and bland this game is at its rotten little apple core. You have special moves, you can dash, you can jump attack, you have combos, but none of this means anything when your approach to every single situation is the same over and over again, which is then topped off by the enemies being copied and pasted exactly the same over and over again. By the way, these guns, yeah, they're not fun to deal with. Hang on, what is this old woman doing hanging out on the roof of a skyscraper? Oh, what's that? This guy's gonna jump to his death? Well, if this face was coming at me, I'd want to jump too. Incredibles on the GBA is a distraction at best and boring at worst. You can't even save your progress and can only use passwords. Yes, in 2004, this is pretty pathetic. And now we're on to the Xbox version, clearly and obviously the better game between the two, and the one that I spent the most time on as a young'un. You get to do all the things that superheroes do, like beat up bad guys, roll around in a force-field ball at a million miles an hour to knock down guards and solve physics puzzles, turn invisible, try to get sticky bombs off of capes without actually trying to get the sticky bombs off of capes, race the school bus to school in the middle of broad daylight when you're supposed to be hidden under cover, save all of the civilians, and get to the scene of the crime just in time for your chin to save the day. Just like the GBA version, this is a beat-em-up game, but just way more varied, interesting, explorative, and there's more powers to use, more platforming, and I mean, it's on the Xbox, look at it. You also get to crush people under steel girders in a kid's game. The game looks pretty good for an Xbox title, you know, except for Mr. Incredible's crouching animation, and for some reason, there are quite a lot of graphical oddities and texture glitches in this game. The cars have metal nipples. Maybe it's because I'm playing this on the Xbox 360, but I don't know, man, some of these things just feel like they're part of the game to me. This is the greatest graphical bug I've ever seen, and it's absolutely terrifying. Not only does the wall dress up as Mr. Incredible, but the floor does, and even entire skyscrapers. Look at this. I know Mr. Incredible is big, but he's not that big. Sadly though, for as much as I loved this game as a tot, especially the Violet and Dash ball rolling stage, it can be pretty tiring in places. The combat is nothing special at all, and there's way too many grouped enemy encounters that require standing around and waiting for more waves to appear before you can move on. And with instances like these battle tank mini-bosses, the amount of waiting you have to do just to get an attempt to hit them one time out of 3 is agonizing. Speaking of speed, the best bit of the game will always be the fact that you can control a speeding child and get run over by cars. Yes, I did it! Average speed 147 miles per hour, I ran for 13 miles, and I burned 187 calories. Exercise is a lie.